executive session, so we'll stand for the moment of silence.
Sit for the moment of silence.
Sit for the moment of silence, and then stand for the pledge of allegiance. Learning curve.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have one item on the consent agenda this evening, the approval of minutes from the January 7th, 2020 reorganization and regular town council meeting. I would ask for a motion to approve those minutes, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second. Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
And Council President Foster.
Armington.
Armington.
Yes.
I'm learning. It is adopted. Excuse me, Council
Okay.
President.
Thank you. All right, now we're going to take it over. I'll leave it to our police departments, and Michael, you want to take it away?
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. I'm Michael Corcoran, Director of Public Safety for the town of Morristown. Tonight is a great day for the Department of Public Safety as we present a life-saving award to two of our members in the police department, Jason De Los Santos and Mark Underhill, and promote Officer Jim Kraus to sergeant and swear in our new officer, Officer Kaylin Starnes. That's going to be followed by a promotion in the fire department, Captain, soon-to-be Captain Thomas Tex de Groot, and swearing in Sean Warren to our volunteer ranks. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chief Darnell Richardson of the Police Department. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Acting Chief Darnell Richardson. I'd like to call up Officer De Los Santos and Officer Underhill and Mr. Jackson. For me, this is my first awarding an award for life safety. On March 18, 2019, Officer De Los Santos and Officer Underhill responded to Dorado Drive on a report of an unresponsive male. Upon arrival, they located Mr. Jackson, unresponsive with no pulse and no breathing detected on the initial assessment. Working as a team together, they initiated CPR and used the AED defibrillator to ultimately revive Mr. Jackson. Due to professionalism and teamwork, Mr. Johnson is present this evening to present Officer De Los Santos and Officer Underhill with a Life Safety Award. Sir?
It was funny. One of the officers met me tonight and said, "Wow, you look good." I didn't look so good on St. Patrick's Day of 2019. According to my pacemaker on St. Patrick's Day, my heart stopped for 8 minutes. My chances of survival at that point was 5%.
Wow.
My wife called 911. My son was at the door to let the officers in. My wife administered CPR to me while we waited for them to come. They came very quickly. It takes a village, and I want to thank those officers for saving my life, because here I am. And I want to thank everyone in this room who does this type of work. Thank you.
The next order of business is Caitlin Starnes. This is our newest hire. Caitlin Starnes was born in Marston, New Jersey. He grew up in Glen Gardner in Hunterdon County after graduating from the high school, Voorhees High School. He was hired by the New Jersey Department of Corrections, the corrections class of 243, and graduated in June of 18. We hired him in July of 19, and he went through our police academy, graduating on the 27th of November. Officer Starnes is a second-generation police officer, as his father was a police officer in Morris Township, Bruce Starnes.
If you could please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Caitlin Starnes,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police
for the
officer
Morristown Bureau of Police
for the Morristown Bureau of Police
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Sergeant Kraus and his family. Here you go, Jimmy. Officer Kraus began his public safety career in 2000 as dispatcher with the Morris County Sheriff's Office, where he was responsible for handling 911 calls and radio communications for police, fire, and EMS. He remained there for 3 years until hired by the Morristown Bureau of Police in January of 2003. After graduating from the Morris County Public Safety Training Academy, the 61st basic class, he was assigned to the Patrol Division. While working in the patrol, Officer Kraus quickly earned the respect of his peers and was given additional duties and responsibilities which included becoming a certified bike officer, firearms instructor, active shooter instructor, field training officer. Officer Kraus has also been a member of the department's emergency response team since 2007. His proudest and most significant moment for Officer Kraus's career was in 2013 when he was when he was selected for a member of the Morris County Sheriff's Emergency Response Team. Officer Kraus' position with the team required him to be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with his dedication to training both physically and mentally, resulting in becoming a team leader. During his time on the team, he participated in thousands of hours of training, which included weapons and tactics training conducted by the United States Secret Service, as well as some most elite members of our country's military. Officer Kraus participated in hundreds of operations, including patrol protection, high-risk warrant service, barricade settings, and hostage rescues. Officer Kraus has always had a passion for tactical training due to his importance with regard to public safety and officer safety. I look forward to using that passion to help better this agency and take his new role as training coordinator. Tonight here with him is his wife, Kelly, his daughter, Courtney, and his son, Andy.
If you would please place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name,
I, James Kraus,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established within the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of sergeant
of the office of
of the
sergeant,
Morristown Bureau of Police
the Morristown Bureau of Police,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
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 Let's call up Chief Robert Flanagan, Morristown Fire Bureau.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Mayor, and Jillian, and all for the support you give to your fire department. It means so much. And sometimes I never get a chance to say this publicly, but I just want everyone to know here that the Morristown Fire Department is second to none around this region, and I am so proud and honored to be your chief. First of all, I'd like to call up Sean Warren. Sean is our volunteer lieutenant. I'm going to talk a little bit about his past. Sean grew up in Delaware Township, New Jersey, and while in high school, he joined the Sargentsville Volunteer Fire Company. During his tenure with Sargentsville, he earned the rank of lieutenant and later on captain. He moved to Morristown in 2018 and joined Morristown's Independent Hose Company, where he is currently a member. This is Sean's 14th year in the fire service. When he is not volunteering, Sean works as an account manager underwriter for FM Global, which is a commercial property insurer primarily working with Fortune 500 companies. Sean? Yes, volunteer lieutenant.
Would you like to hold the Bible? If you could please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Sean Warren,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United
and
States
to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of Volunteer Lieutenant
of the office of Volunteer Lieutenant
for the Morristown Fire Bureau
for the Morristown Fire
to
Bureau
the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you for your service.
Congratulations.
Our next person I'd like to call up here is Captain Tex DeGroot. A little about Tex. Thomas Tex DeGroot was hired to the Career Division of the Morristown Fire Bureau on October 30th, 2000. He is a 1989 graduate of Morristown High School and is a second-generation firefighter from Morristown. Previously, his great-uncle, Joe DeGroot, served on the department. He's an experienced mechanic and a Harley-Davidson enthusiast, owning many motorcycles over the years. He married his wife, Debbie, 18 years ago, and they have a 13-year-old daughter, Hannah. Tex?
Are you going to hold that for your dad? Okay. If you would please place your left hand, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Tom DeGroot,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of captain
of the office of captain
for the Morristown Fire
for the
Bureau
Morristown Fire Bureau
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Mayor, I'd just like to say one more thing. We're actually honored tonight to have your retired fire captain, Rich McCuskey, who oversees pretty much the entire fire departments throughout the state. Rich, are you out there? There he is, right there. He is right there.
Mayor, members of council, Ms. Barrett, thanks so much for your support in allowing these promotions, this new hire tonight, and as we collectively transform public safety services. To echo the chief's comment before, we have a public safety department that is second to none in New Jersey and the best anywhere, and we'll put our reputation up against anyone's any day. Very proud of all men and women of our great public safety department and the great work they do every day. And this is another step towards, again, continuing down that path of greatness. So thank you all very much.
Where they going? Where they going?
Celebrate.
I want to hear all this exciting stuff.
Yeah. Stuff's yet to come. Come on.
We're going to take about a 3-minute break as, to let the folks leave. They want to leave.
I don't know why they want to leave.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got the names text.
I'm just gonna wear the same dress tonight. So glad I didn't. I know, it's so funny. I've been here for other swearings and it's like, you're sitting alone back there also. I know. His nickname was Tex because he was born in Louisiana, but his mother didn't want him to say the whole Louisiana. So his nickname was Tex because it was close to
I saw it still highlighted.
Oh, well, because I only have this copy for myself.
Me too. I have Mark on it.
I'll highlight you on the next agenda.
Are we going
Okay.
back to public hearing now?
Yes. All right, well,
Okay. Wow. It's kind of scarce now.
Do you want me to?
all right, I think we can start up again. Folks in the back, if you're just having conversations, if you could take it outside. Or not.
Kevin. It's like interviewing.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Hey, take it outside. All right, so next we'll move into the public hearings. We're going to start off with the Morristown fiscal year 2020 CB Community Development Block Grant application for Harrison Street Playground improvements. This is a town sponsored application, so I assume there's no one here to speak on it. But if there is anyone here to speak on it, come on up.
Nope.
Okay.
Close the public.
Close the public hearing. Thank you. Next, we'll open it up to anyone else in the public that wants to speak on any other matter. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes, and any comment targeting individual members up on the dais will or may be considered out of order. Come on up.
Council President, this
Yes.
is signed for the CBDG.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Lynn Siebert, President of the Burnham Park Association, and I just wanted to come with some of my compatriots from our board to thank the town of Morristown, to specifically thank Jillian Barrick and Anthony DeVizio for their exceptional support and work in Burnham Park. And I wanted to cite specifically the openness. We've had a lot of conversations about the drainage issues and the repair and replacement of the gazebo roofs, and some of the other projects that have been ongoing, such as the spillway and even plans for a draft maintenance plan, master plan for maintenance in the park. And I know a lot of times you get complaints from people, but this time you're getting a big, heartfelt thank you because it really is unusual and really much appreciated that we've had such good, open conversations and communications, and that there have been real tangible results in the park. So thank you so much on behalf of the Burnham Park Association for what you've done and what you continue to do. So
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Linda.
Hello, I'm Linda Carrington, 49 McCulloch Avenue. And recently I saw on NJTV News a little segment about some teenage boys in Kinnelon. And they were involved in a science project, and they became aware of something called a 3D optical illusion crosswalk. And they found this in Iceland and in Gujarat, India. So now, as of November, this 3D crosswalk is actually installed in Smoke Rise. So I would like the town to consider, first of all, knowing about this. So now you know about it, maybe going and looking at it, and maybe running a test 3D optical sidewalk. So I have on this little sheet of paper for you 2 links that will describe more information.
Great. Why don't you give it to the clerk, and she will distribute it to the members of the council.
Thank you.
I can send you an electronic copy, so you can just
Either way, I can scan this and do the same, but thank you.
Any other comments? Yes, Mr. Burns.
Good evening. My name is Bill Byrne, and I live at 100 Franklin Street in Morristown. And I know Bob was talking to me about possibly like raising up the pedestrian walkway. Thank you. But I came up with a better idea. Is me and my mom were talking, and she said, well, don't raise it up because it's going to cost a lot of taxpayers money. So my mom came up with this idea about having like fluorescent or something like that so that the cars can see it. But also I came up with something better. I would like to see possibly like deflectors, because when, especially on the streets back here, when a lot of cars are rolling down and the lighting's not good, is possibly have like deflectors on that area, which would be something that I came up with. And stuff. And also, too, we got to make them wider, because I'll tell you why. When I walk into Morristown on a really busy day, I mean, it's packed, and it's packed, and there are times I have to get out of the crosswalk so I don't smash into anybody. Thank you.
Thanks, Billy.
Thank you.
Evening. Kelly Montes of Flagler Street here in Morristown. What people appreciate most is being heard, and people should believe in their government and not be afraid to speak their mind. And those words were spoken by our mayor, Tim Doherty, when he was running for mayor in 2009. And I say that to say, on November 12th, I publicly accused a housing authority commissioner of impropriety and unethical behavior. And according to the minutes, then council president confirmed that the council does not have jurisdiction over the housing authority. However, I believe such confirmation to be arbitrary and capricious, because pursuant to 40A 12A17, the housing authority shall constitute an agency and instrument of the municipality. So if the governing body has jurisdiction to create the authority, jurisdiction to appoint to the authority, and if absolutely necessary, the powers to disband the authority, I'm just asking for reasoning on why the council does not have jurisdiction. Because also according to 40A 12A17, it states for inefficiency or neglect of duty or misconduct in office, a member of an authority may be removed by a member of the governing body or officer by which he was appointed, only after giving a copy of the charges in due process, of course. So my question is, how do we get to that point where charges could be filed, for lack of a better term? And additionally, another part of that statute states that no more than one member of the housing authority can be appointed to another board, and we currently have 3 members that are commissioners and on other boards. And I also do not see interpretation of 40A 16-3 that we spoke about in email correspondence that would be put on between Mr. Armington.
Yeah, we talked about it, but I changed my mind.
Okay. Well, I spoke to my ward council person, Tawana Cotton. I'm hoping we can work together in the future to discuss how we can get that situated. And that's all. Thank you.
Excuse me, Kelly, do you have that paperwork, Feej, of what you need to research that?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get an answer for you.
Any other comments from the public? Okay. Where are we now? Council responses to public hearing comments. Oh, close the public session. Sorry, thank you.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Learning curve.
Close the public comments. Yeah. Any responses to public comments?
Yeah, just a question, with reference to the crosswalks, Jillian, are we looking at some alternatives to the crosswalks? Because, some of the towns are doing some innovative things with crosswalks. And for example, Hamilton at South Street, certain walks, even with the signs, are tough. And if there was anything to highlight those, and I think that's the concern of the public. But I think we've been looking at those, haven't we?
I mean, we always look and see if there's something we can do better, and we will continue to evaluate it. I've seen some examples of the 3D crosswalks, although I have not seen one in person, but it's something we will definitely look into.
With regard to the Burnham Park Association, there was mention of the master plan. I understand that. Do we have a sort of a tentative schedule for when that might be kicking off?
We actually just settled on a scope of work with the engineering firm, so I
Okay.
think we're going to have an internal kickoff in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So that'll be proceeding this spring.
Fantastic, thank you.
Yep. And the drainage improvements that the Burnham Park Association mentioned are pretty much done, and we've seen a pretty good improvement from those improvements. So we're looking forward to doing additional projects in the park.
Okay. With regard to Ms. Monte's questions about the requirement for council people to be in attendance as opposed to calling in, it's my opinion as council president that as a professional, I believe that council people have the ability to effectively call in and discuss items and make decisions as appropriate. We would prefer if they are in attendance, but if they're not able to be in attendance, then we understand that. And from my research with the clerk's office, no member of the council has ever missed 8 consecutive weeks of council meetings through calling in or being present in the last several years, to my knowledge. So that's the way it is.
Report of mayor.
Oh, yes, a report of mayor and town council, town officials.
Okay. Thank you, Council President. I also want to thank Burnham Park Association for coming and and recognizing that it does take a partnership with the administration and Jillian. Not only do we talk about what it takes to get the job done she does with negotiating and different things like that, it's also part of her job, along with the rest of the staff in our town hall, to work with associations that make the places that we live that much better. And they do a great job. You guys do a great job. You're dedicated, and as long as we're here, we're dedicated to make sure that the best product comes out of Burnham Park, and we appreciate everything that you do. On that note, Monday, January 20th, the 35th Annual Interfaith Breakfast was held at the Hyatt in Morristown in service commemoration after was at Calvary. Very well attended. Thank you all, council members who were there. It's always a very moving spiritual day. Saturday, January 25th, Just Jersey. If you don't know what Just Jersey is, it's a little store over here on South Street, celebrated its 5th year anniversary. And those who know anything about small businesses, to keep your doors open for 5 years in the state of New Jersey is a difficult thing to do. And so my hat's off to Just Jersey. They did it, and they're still in business. They're doing well. And they celebrated their 5 years, keeping that door open. So that's a good thing, and it just shows Morristown's vibrant and alive and supporting our small businesses. Wednesday, January 29th, there will be a 5 p.m. Ribbon cutting for Paramount staff at 159 Speedwell Avenue. It provides on-premise staffing, skill placements, and a certified forklift training center. Bless you.
Thank you.
Were you in China lately? It's a little bit of humor. Probably isn't really funny when you think about it, but everybody is paying attention to that, right?
Yeah.
County has some issues, stuff out there. We have some stuff on our website. Yes, website and social media on the do's and don'ts with this coronavirus. It's still in its early stages, at least in our country and other parts of the world, but 60 million plus people are quarantined in China, so there's a lot going on. So we'll all pay attention, and we'll keep you updated. If we hear anything, we'll keep you updated. I'm not going to say it, Beach. February 8th, mark your calendars, 10 a.m., Cupid's 5K Chase begins and ends 152 Speedwell Avenue. That's 10 a.m., February 8th. Okay, got that, Kevin? February 8th, 10 a.m. Sunday, February 9th through Sunday, March 29th, Black History Month exhibition at Morris Museum. The Ties That Bind, How Race Relations Shaped Morris County and New Jersey. 2 p.m. special conversation on Sunday, February 9th. Visit morrismuseum.org for full program detail. That's February 9th through the 29th, Black History Month exhibition at Morris Museum. On Monday, February 10th, there'll be another ribbon cutting, 5 p.m. at the Rock Box Gift Shop. Healing crystals, jewelry, books, journals, cards, etc. That's 4 Elm Street. I love these small businesses coming and opening up in Morristown. That's 5 p.m. ribbon cutting. And if I'm going to take 2 seconds, and Councilwoman Mayor, could you talk about where you went on behalf of the administration?
Certainly. On Saturday, I attended a ribbon cutting at AKT Morristown. It's located right across from the ShopRite. It's not a gym, it's a workout facility based on the Anna Kaiser technique. It's a beautiful facility, all painted black. The room is black, and you do this aerobic type workout to music in a really intense setting, and you're not allowed to open the door and go in and out. Lovely people, they've been there since November, and it was a lovely event. Thank you.
Thank you for going to that event on behalf of the town.
God bless you.
Thank you.
You just only kidding, John. On that note,
Probably allergic to him.
I again want to thank the business administrator for the hard work she does in negotiations, and which you'll be dealing with later, and our town attorney for what he does, and for the council members for doing what you guys do. There's a lot of work to do, and roll up your sleeves because it's going to get busy. That's it.
All right, thank you very much, Mayor. Move into council liaison reports.
The Morristown Partnership actually met this past month. It was their reorganization meeting, and what I'm going to do is they actually did Jennifer did a very nice synopsis of the accomplishments during the prior year, and I'll give that to Margot to share with the rest of the council. But just to highlight a couple of things, and following up on sort of what the mayor was just talking about, they really have helped bring 20 new businesses into town, and, reaching out to other people that are interested in coming to town. Sometimes I don't think we recognize that aspect of the partnership, which is a lot of work. And I actually want to just also highlight that I've been talking with the merchants that are on Spring Street in Morris Plaza, and they have worked with a lot of them, and a lot of those tenants that we were very, very concerned about with reference to relocation are finding new homes. A lot of it, I think, because of the efforts of the partnership working with those businesses. So
that's great.
Yeah, we're excited about Mars Pizza right over here, right on the corner in the brick building. That's going to be terrific. I know Sheba likes her pizza.
I do. The Parking Authority met last week. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the meeting, but I did get an update from Michael Fabrizio, the Executive Director. So he wanted me to share with members of the public that they're still diligently working on the garage, which is known as Lot 10. They're currently out to bid on the precasting, and they'll have more of a definitive time frame when the bids come in next week. And they're looking at a summer groundbreaking for Lot 10. So they're very excited for the work that's being done, and look forward to giving us continued updates in the near future.
Last night, Housing Authority has the first meeting of the year. I was introduced as the liaison from the council. They were very happy, and they have high expectations of me, which is good. Mr. Kennard gave a great report, and if I have to summarize what he explained and what I saw and what I have seen from Housing Authority, is that Housing Authority is going in a great direction, because he not only is dedicated to maintenance, administration, but also he's bringing programs, and he's thinking of having a short and long-term vision of programs that will come to the different facilities that we have in town, which allows people not only to have decent housing when they are low-income tenants, but also to have programs that will help them to develop their lives and to have development in different areas. So I like that. We had a conversation with him at the end, and we are in the same pace and the same vision of how to help people to better their lives. So I think it's going in a good direction. He spoke about the 10 fire units at Flagler. They are already fixed and approved. I already spoke about the programs, program at the senior center, and also he spoke about some challenges with all piping on Flagler. They're working on that, and I think that's pretty much a summary of everything that is going on at Housing Authority, but great.
Oh, fantastic, thank you. Planning Board met last week, and after a couple grueling meetings, we approved the major site plan approval for the Morris Street Ridgedale Avenue project. I look forward to that happening, and I think it looks like a fantastic project. Also wanted to mention that the administration and the Shade Tree Commission are hosting a public meeting on the remaining ash trees in town, and their Shade Tree Commission's approach, and to get some public input into the process. So,
Stefan, what was the unit count on that project?
85.
85.
No, can I comment on that? I actually attended those planning board meetings, and I actually have to applaud the mayor and the planning board. There's a tremendous amount of compliance with our redevelopment agreement, and I have to tell you, I was very impressed with the diligence and the seriousness they took in terms of considering everything we worked hard to get into that redevelopment plan. And I also have to applaud because, the first design that came, because people were concerned about the appearance of the building, and I'll give you credit, Mayor, you actually spoke up and said, no, this does not look like what we wanted. for this site. And they came back with a rendition, which everybody on the planning board was adamant about them adhering to, which is a plan I think that everybody's going to, an appearance that everybody's going to be pretty happy with. But thank you, guys. I mean, you guys did a great job.
All right, moving on. Next, I want to do something that we've never done in the council before. Acknowledge and thank all of the citizen volunteers that have that make Morristown the great place that it is, and specifically within our domain, all of the volunteers who the council appoints to our boards and commissions. Transparency, it wasn't my idea. Councilwoman Sandy Mayer reached out to me and said that she thought it would be a great idea, and I concurred, and I thank you so much for that idea. So we're specifically talking about addressing the volunteers that have served years and years in town, and recently over 2019 retired, and so we would like to publicly acknowledge them and thank them for their service. Meredith Marcus was on the Board of Adjustments for 7 years. Linda Carrington was on the Board of Adjustment for 9.5 years. Michael Schmidt was on the Board of Adjustment for 9 years. Jeff Stiles was on the Board of Adjustment for 3 years. And Miriam Banks was on the Housing Authority for 2 years. And we, applaud your work and your commitment to the town, and we also applaud the commitment to everyone else who continues to volunteer and serve on our boards and commissions, and we thank you for your service. Okay, moving on. Any calendar of events from the council?
I have one. The Tutorial Committee and Scholarship Committee of the Church of God in Christ sponsoring a Black History service that they would like to invite all members of the public and their families to. The event is going to take place on Friday, February 21st at 7:30. The location is 3 Gordon Rogers Way, and again, the Church of God in Christ for All Saints. And so they're looking for, lots of participation. They have a fabulous guest speaker, and they invite all the members of the public to attend.
Thank you.
Right.
All right, moving on.
There are 7 ordinances for introduction this evening. Ordinance number O-3-2020, an ordinance amending and supplementing the Code of the Town of Morristown, Chapter 2, Administration, Section 20, Bureau of Police Protection. May I have a motion to introduce?
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number 03-2020.
I'll second that introduction.
Any comments or questions from council? Okay. On the introduction of 3-2020, Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance 3-2020 has been introduced appropriately by title and will be considered further after a public hearing to be held on February 11th. Ordinance O-4-2020, an ordinance of the Town of Morristown in the County of Morris, State of New Jersey, establishing compensation for certain officers and employees of the Town of Morristown.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-4-2020.
I'll second.
Comments and questions? Okay, on the introduction of 4-2020, Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance 4-2020 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after public hearing on February 11th. Ordinance O-5-2020, an ordinance of the Town of Morristown in the County of Morris, State of New Jersey, amending Ordinance O-24-2019, establishing compensation for management/non-union positions in the Town of Morristown, New Jersey, and amending all ordinances concerning such compensation heretofore adopted.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-5-2020.
I'll second.
Comments, questions? Okay. On the introduction of 5-2020, Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance 5-2020 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after a public hearing on February 11th. Ordinance O-6-2020, an ordinance amending and supplementing the code of the town of Morristown, Chapter 7, Traffic.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number 06-2020.
Second.
Comments and questions? On the introduction of 6-2020, Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance 6-2020 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after a public hearing to be held on February 11th. Ordinance O-7-2020, an ordinance amending and supplementing the code of the town of Morristown, Chapter 7, Traffic.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-7-2020.
I'll second.
Comments, questions? Okay. On the introduction of 7-2020, Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance 7-2020 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after a public hearing to be held on February 11th. Excuse me. Ordinance O-8-2020, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a construction easement agreement between the town of Morristown and Sunstone Hotels Morristown, LLC.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-8-2020.
I'll second.
On the introduction of 8-2020, Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance 8-2020 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after a public hearing to be held on February 11th. Ordinance 9-2020, ordinance providing for certain capital improvements at the Morristown Municipal Airport by the town of Morristown and the county of Morris, state of New Jersey, and appropriating $1,941,466 therefore to finance part of the cost thereof.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-9-2020.
I'll second.
On the introduction of ordinance 9-2020, Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
And Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance 9-2020 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after a public hearing to be held on February 11th. There are two ordinances for adoption on the agenda this evening. Excuse me, ordinance O-1-2020, an ordinance amending and supplementing the code of the town of Morristown, Chapter 7, Traffic.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number O-1-2020.
I'll second.
At this time, I'd like to open up the floor, open up the public hearing for any comments or questions from the public. Hearing none, close the public hearing. Council? Questions, comments? Okay, on the adoption of ordinance 1-2020, Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance 1-2020 is adopted. Ordinance number O-2-2020, ordinance rescinding ordinance O-16-2019 and deleting a designated handicap parking space on Western Avenue from section 7-40.2 of the code of the town of Morristown.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number O-2-2020.
I'll second.
I'll now open up the floor for a public hearing for any comments or questions from the public. Hearing none, close the public hearing. On the adoption of 2-2020, Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance 2-2020 is adopted. There are 15 resolutions on the agenda for adoption this evening. Unless a member of council would like to pull one or more for separate consideration, I would ask for a motion en masse to adopt Resolution 34-2020 through 48-2020.
I'd like to pull R-46, 2020.
Okay. Any others? Okay, so I'll amend that. Ask for a motion to approve Resolutions 34, 2020 through 45, 2020, and 47 and 48, 2020.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolutions R34, 2020 through R45, 2020, and R47, 2020 through R48, 2020.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Motion carries. R46-2020, resolution supporting the TransOptions, Inc. Morris Area Bike Share Project. May I have a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I'll second.
So the reason I pulled this out, I've been working with the administration and representatives of TransOptions for the past several years to develop a bike share program in Morris County, basically Morristown, Morris Township, Madison area, and the resolution briefly talked about what the proposal is, but they've come to the meeting in case anyone has any questions about the proposed program. So, any questions? Nope. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, on the adoption. Thank you, sorry. On the adoption of R-46-2020, Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Elms?
Yes.
Councilman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Okay, that resolves all of the regular business.
Correct.
So there's no confusion. I asked the clerk to, if there's new business, it becomes unfinished business and just remains on the unfinished business line until it's decided to be resolved. So we have board vacancies, the Housing Authority, Rent Leveling, and the Water Authority. The application period remains open. It will close on February 7th. And we will vote on that on February 11th. The next item, the committee is not yet ready to make any recommendations to the council on the sufficiency of pay-to-play regulations. Moving on to new business, Speedo Avenue bike racks. Over the last 2 years, I'd say, I have been working with the Parking Authority and the partnership and the administration to try to increase the number of bicycle racks in town. The new zoning code recommends a bike rack every 200 feet, at least in the business district. And over the last 6 months or so, I believe that the area of Speedwell Avenue between Henry Street and Catano Avenue represents the greatest proportion of people that use bicycles on a day-to-day basis for transportation. I asked Mr. Corcoran to have the police department go out last spring and do a survey of the number of bikes in that area that weren't attached to bike racks, and I believe there were about 15. There are currently 5 bike racks in that area with 2 in front of Marty's, and all of the bike racks are consistently filled. And so I hope to be able to work with the administration. Just as another note, the bikes that are locked up, many of them are locked to signposts, some parking meters, and quite a few trees. I do know that the Shade Tree Commission has been adamant about trying to get bikes not to be parked to trees. The Morristown Partnership has asked that we don't allow bikes to be attached to the decorative light poles because it chips the paint. And the Parking Authority has expressed that they're opposed to bikes being locked to parking meters because it blocks access and restricts the ease of collecting the coins. So it seems like there's no other choice but to put bike racks in. So I hope to work with the administration on that. So moving on, correspondence, there was a letter from the owner or representatives of the Famished Frog asking for council to go out and look at their proposed patio. If you recall, they came to the ABC last fall and requested an expansion, and we denied it. I would only say that council is working with the administration to develop an ordinance to address outdoor dining in line with the sidewalk cafe rules. So that's where that stands, and when that's ready, I'll bring it to the rest of the council. Is there anything else? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
You almost
We are
beat my
done.
record, Council President.